guys, welcome to my first ever makeup video. So this is pretty nerve-wracking actually. So I've always been really nervous to make a makeup video and I'm not really sure why. But I thought while I'm in lockdown, there's not much to do, so I'm just gonna go for it. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing skin focus and a simple eye look. This idea I got inspired from by Makeup by ZK. Do check her out, her makeup is insane. So we're just going to be focusing on the skin, doing a simple eye. And yeah, I hope you like the video. Let's jump right in. Okay, so to start off this look, you need to make sure that you have a really clean base. And to do that, I use the Badesceu Enzyme Cleansing Gel. So this really rejuvenates your whole complexion, gets rid of any dullness and any excess oils. So yeah, I think that's a really, really great one. I think moisturise, I'm going to use the CharlotteTilbury Magic Cream. I love this. I think it's really, really great for all skin types. It's got your 3 essential oils in it. So it's got your camellia oil, rosehip oil and aloe vera. It also has your hyaluronic acid and that creates like a lock to the skin. So that will hold all that moisture in through the day. It also has SPF 15, so it's really great to protect the skin from the sun. You can see that this has instantly given my skin a bit of colour. It's really boosted the collagen and it's just made it look a bit more kind of glowy, which is what we're going for today. We're going for a little bit of a glowy base. For the primer, I'm going to use my E.L.F pore-less face primer. I really like this because it really does blur out all the pores. So I'm going to pop this across my chin, across my nose. A lot of this goes a really, really long way. For the base, for the foundation, we're going to use the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I'm using the shade Light 4 in Bybel. I really like the Nars Longwear foundations. I also love their sheer glow. It's so glowy. It gives a really, really nice coverage. And I'm going to use a flat brush, and this is the Spectrum B01. Stipple this onto the skin. The reason I'm doing it this way is because it gives a much fuller coverage look. You'll notice I'm not going right under the eye with the foundation. I get really creased under eyes, and to avoid that you want to put as less product as you can under the eye if you do suffer with creases and any fine lines. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the rest of the products on my hand and I'm going to put it down my neck and a bit onto the ears because I really, really want to blend it. Next, I'm going to do a bit of cream contouring and I'm going to use my palette from Revolution. It's a cream contour palette. It's again really affordable. So I'm going to get a little small fluffy brush. And then what I'm doing is I'm just applying this with really small circles. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a bit on my forehead. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in a slightly darker shade. And next we're going to do a bit of cream contouring on the nose. A little fluffy brush like this. I'm going to go into that lighter shade that I used earlier. God, I've got such an itchy nose and mouth. This is a tip I learned from Makeup by ZK, really, really amazing makeup artist. This trick is life-changing. What you want to do is just pop a little bit of contour on the bottom of your nose. Just pop it down the bridge of your nose and up to the eyebrow bone, so you can see that it's starting to sculpt. If your nose turns up at the bottom, you want to avoid putting any sort of shadow at the bottom of your nose because it will just make it look like the turn up is a lot bigger. Grab a clean brush and you want to just blend that nose contour out a bit and go over mine with a bit of a beauty blender, just really, really lightly. So of course now you've contoured, you want to highlight those areas. I'm gonna get my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm gonna use two shades, a 20B Light and 12B. The 20B, I'm just gonna grab a flat brush like this. And I'm just gonna carve out the contour I've just done on the nose. Be careful not to go over the contour that you have just done because you don't want to ruin that work. And I'm just going to pop a bit in the middle so you can see that your nose has really started to take some shape. The rest of the concealer that is on my brush around the eye area, and I'm going to bring it out onto the top of the cheekbone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to the corner of the eye and across to the end of the eyebrow into the temple area. With the lighter concealer, I'm just going to grab a tiny bit of that on the back of my hand. I'm going to go right into the corner. Because I'm particularly dark there, that's where I really want to brighten the area. And then I'm going to grab my beauty blender again. Okay, so for those areas that are a little bit more kind of in-depth, I'm going to grab this little fluffy brush. I'm just going to blend that out in the eye and then just a little bit under the eye to really get that concealer bedded in. And then so I'm just going to get a little bit more concealer, just a tiny bit. I'm going to pop my beauty blender in that and I'm just going to really lightly pop that under the cheekbone that I've done that cream contour. So to set the concealer, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder. It's my absolute fave. Just pop some into the lid, get another beauty blender, pop this on the side of your nose. I'm not putting too much right under my eye, because like I said, my eyes crease quite a lot, so I don't want to bake under my eye, I just want to powder normally. And so while you're baking, I'm going to do my brows. I use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Brush my brows into the shape I want them to be, and then just draw them. I'm now going to wipe away this powder, and what I'm going to do is from this corner eye, I'm just going to pat it along under my eye, and then just with the rest of the powder that's on the brush, just take it along your face. The reason I'm not adding any powder to the brush after that is because I want quite a dewy base, so I don't want to add too much powder. But just with that little bit of excess product, you want to grab the concealer brush that you had. You just want to outline your brows underneath, just to give them that snatched little shape. Okay, so moving on to a powder contour, I'm going to use my NYX Pro palette. I'm going to use this big brush here. I'm going to go into the second darkest shade, making sure to tap off any excess. And then I'm just going to pinch my brush and I'm going to go over that contour that I've done on the nose. Okay, so for highlight, I'm going to use my Morphe 8H Hi-Fi palette. Really gorgeous bronzer and highlight palette. So I'm going to use the shade Beam. I'm going to grab a large fluffy eyeshadow brush. On top of the cheekbone, I'm not going too far back because you just want it to pop. A bit on the end of your nose and down the bridge, some on the brow bone. So for some blusher, I'm going to use this Sonia Sunset blush, the number 165. I don't actually know if they do this brand anymore. I got it a few years ago and I still love it. So I'm going to grab a nice big fluffy brush. So when you apply your blusher, apply it to the centre of the apples. So this blusher is quite intense, so what I do is I grab my powder brush and with any excess powder, just pat it along. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit of bronzer. I'm going to go back to my Morphe 8H palette. I'm going to use that same brush that I used for the other powder contour. I'm going to go in the shade Donut. To finish off the look, I'm going to grab my BH Cosmetics Carly Bybel palette. This is one of the palettes that I first bought a few years ago for my kit. I just love it. I think you can go really glam with it, but it's also got those really lovely neutral tones. So for this look, you're going to grab a large fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this orangey shade here, and you're just going to pop this in the crease of your eye. And you're going to wing it out a bit. So I'm going to grab a brush like this, and I'm going to go into this darker shade of orange here, and I'm going to start to smoke this out. So you want to do this in the corner of your eye. If you're wanting to do an eye look that's going to last all day and all night, I would recommend using the MAC Pro Longwear paint pots. I use the shade Painterly. I just didn't put it on tonight because obviously I'm going to be taking this off in about an hour. So now I'm grabbing an even smaller brush, and I'm going to go into this really, really dark brown shade here. And I'm just going right into the corner. So I'm going to go back to the brush that I used in the middle, blend it all out. I'm going to go for a matte. I'm going to grab this Pro Longwear paint pot from MAC, and I'm just going to grab a flat brush, and I'm just going to pop it a little bit across the eyelid. So from that same BH Cosmetics palette, I'm going to grab this dense flat brush, and I'm going to go into this pale shade, and I'm going to pop that across where I've just popped that paint pot. And then to blend that out, you just want to grab the first brush you used on the eye, and just really lightly swiping it across your crease. So next you want to grab a really small dense brush. What you want to do is you're going to go in your highlighter shade that you used on your cheeks, and you're going to just pop this on the inner corner of your eye. And then going back to your eyeshadow palette, grab a small flat fluffy brush, and you're going to go into that middle shade that you used, so the dark burnt orange, and you're going to bring that under the eye. Going to go in with a little bit of that really dark brown, just to shape the eye. So I'm not going to go in with any eyeliner or anything, so it will be here forever. So for mascara, I'm going to use my CharlotteTilbury Full Fat Lashes. I'm then going to go with my second mascara because I want my lashes to just be a little bit kind of thicker. I'm going to use my new Younique Moonstruck Epic 4D mascara. I bought this just because I did see quite a few people using it, and they said it was really good. I must say I love it. I don't wear it on its own because it can go quite clumpy, I find. And I think if you've got quite small eyes and eyelashes, it's such a big messy brush that I think you could make quite a lot of mistakes with it. But I love that it just creates that kind of more dramatic mascara. And for the lip liner, I'm going to grab my NYX lip liner in the shade Coffee. And I'm going to slightly overline my lips. And then I'm going to grab my Avon lipstick in the shade Toasted Rose. And then for my gloss, I'm going to use the CharlotteTilbury Collagen Lip Bath in the shade Refresh Rose. And here we are, this is the full look complete. So I hope you enjoyed watching this little tutorial. I will attach all the products I used underneath, and thank you for watching.